Boom. Hello there. That was our musical intro, created just for you right now at this moment.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 17 of the Holocron-Cast. We are the powerful Thigh Guys. I'm here today, as always, with my Sith Holocron, my boy, Daniel. How you doing today, Dan?
And I am the clone Dan.
The clone Dan?
Yes.
Daniel the clone?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm Cloney Boy.
Cloney boy? Why a clone?
That may be the topic of today's podcast.
Yes, Rey should have been a clone. We're getting back into that argument now. And of course, it's me, your Jedi Holocron, Tyler. How you doing today, Dan?
All right. I'm a little under the weather at the moment.
A little?
I'm crippled and sick, and
Do you have the coronavirus?
I'm all fucked up, yes.
Okay. That was episode 17, guys. See you next week.
Well, you already got it now anyway, so...
No, you don't have the coronavirus.
No, I have an ear infection.
That'd be a selling point, though. Like, in the YouTube algorithm, put coronavirus on this, be like...
We said the word, so I can put it in the tags now. That's how tags work.
That is how tags work.
It's not clickbait if you actually say the word.
Yeah. But yeah, we're here, episode 17. It's talking about Star Wars.
So also, if you guys hear me yelling a lot in this podcast, it's because I can't hear.
Yes, you're deaf.
I'm deaf in one ear at the moment.
Yes. I'm not sick.
You're not sick, but you're always quiet anyway, so...
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Wars, Dan.
So what do we got at the
what
top
Star
of the
Wars
hour?
have you consumed this week, Dan? What have you been doing in the Star Wars this week?
I've been playing Battlefront 2 a little bit.
2.
Playing as the droids. They just came out.
How's that? How are BB-8 and BB-9E?
BB-9E is kind of broken.
Broken. The least memorable character, playable character in that game other than Iden.
I was going to say Boba.
Boba, yeah. Boba's like the worst character in Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's a good topic for a podcast.
That's a good topic for a podcast where it's just disliked repeatedly.
Boba Fett's... People are weird about Boba Fett.
Because he's there... I get it.
If you like Boba Fett after The Mandalorian, you're a coward.
No, people can like him.
They can.
People can like whatever they want.
But like... I don't get it.
I don't agree with it.
I want someone to convince me to love Boba Fett. I'm open to it.
I know Legends Boba Fett was really cool.
Yeah, but he's not canon, Dan.
I know Legends Boba Fett isn't canon, and I'll always stand by that he's worse in the movies than Phasma is.
Oh, for sure.
Because that's the comparison. That's the comparison. Is Phasma and Boba Fett are basically the same character. Where they're really cool. Male, one's
a female.
They're really cool in their own
armor than the other.
Listen.
One has a staff.
Listen.
One doesn't shoot a guy, a Jedi from...
Listen. They're both cool designed characters that are supposed to be badasses, but do nothing in the movies.
Yes. Canon.
That's that they're the same character, but Phasma's at least done a bit better because...
And she has a good book about her.
Yeah.
And she has a cool second outfit.
I think there are canon Boba Fett comics.
Maybe him in the mainline Star Wars comic.
I thought he had a line in canon. Or that might have been one of the last ones before it got canned.
Remember we were going to get a Boba Fett movie?
Yeah.
We immediately got that rumor the day we went to see Solo.
Yeah.
It was going to be directed by James Mangold. Well, that never happened.
I do remember
because
that.
Solo happened.
Because Solo happened. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. BB-9E. Well, not the most memorable villain in Battlefront. There's still Boba Fett.
And Iden. I like Iden. Though.
And Phasma.
I just don't like playing as Iden.
She's really strong.
I know. She's good, apparently.
She's really good, but two of her abilities kind of suck.
Yeah. I don't know, I just don't like playing as her for some reason in that game.
Yeah.
Mainly because I don't like playing as blaster characters in that game.
Han's really good. Han's like the best character in that game.
I like Lando the most.
Lando's really good.
He's my favorite blaster character in that game for sure.
I really like playing as Phasma.
I suck as
just because I try to get people with the pimp stick constantly.
Yeah. It's fun stunning people too.
It's so fun when the pimp stick finally lands. Oh, you love stunning? I bet you love BB-9E.
Oh, yeah.
He stuns every 2 seconds. Yeah, what Star Wars content have you consumed this week?
I don't think any.
None?
Nah, I don't think so. I was going to read some of the comics, but I just downloaded some more and that's it. I didn't read them, I just downloaded some. Did I buy a book this week? No. I was looking at... Yesterday I spent a good 3 hours just laying on my bed looking at podcasts, listening to podcasts while on Amazon.
Yeah.
Just trying to, like, buy stuff. I was just this urge right now to just spend too much money.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's not a good urge, but, you know.
Very unprofessional of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to probably start reading the Darth Maul comics that I got for Christmas soon.
Yeah.
I don't know which one comes first.
I want to get the Vader that drops
today.
Yesterday.
As
of you hearing this, today as recording.
Yeah.
That will be the third Vader one. I've read... I want to finish the first one, too. Because I use Comixology, and they come late, and they had all three available except the fourth one of the first one. And then I have the first two of the newest run that's supposed to be really good. But yeah.
I've never read a comic in my life. Ever. The Maul comic will be the first one I've ever actually read. See,
my relationship with the comics is weird, where I like them, but I also don't like reading. But I also don't really want to read comics about an IP. I just want comics based on nothing. Like, I don't want to read superhero comics. Because continuity is all fucked up. Star Wars makes more sense because it's all canon.
Yeah, it's all one canon.
But, like, I like comics that, like, just kind of have
that's what always do with anything. That's actually what always turned me off of, like, superhero comics when I was a kid, was just, like, the whole alternate reality stuff. And
you don't know which continuity. It's hard to get into. Once you understand
once you understand it, I'm sure it's very easy to understand. But when you're trying to go into it, it's like...
Like, which ones connect to which ones should I read.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, because I know, like...
And I just don't have enough interest for that.
Yeah, I don't even also know, like, which ones I should read. Like,
which ones are good.
All I know is, like, if you want Superman, you read Kingdom Come Superman. But I don't like Superman, so...
Yeah.
Like, I do want to read the Daredevil comics, so... That's the ones I really want, because he's my favorite Marvel character. But
I've never been big enough into superheroes to, like, actively pursue wanting to read comics.
I love superheroes, like, the movies, but I don't care about the comics. Like, I have weird comics. Like, I bought the Life is Strange comic, and then I have, like, I have Star Wars comics, and then I literally have one called Blackbird, which is just, like, this magic one, like, this, like, an alternate reality, where, like, and that has just nothing to do with anything, it's just a fun story. And then literally I have a romance one right there.
Of course you do.
And I forgot what it's called, though. I can look that name up. But yeah.
I prefer my romance comics to be visual novels.
Dating sims
and visual novels.
Yeah, but when it comes to comics, I'll read Star Wars, but, like, superheroes just can't.
Yeah, same.
Well, yeah.
I'm very give or take on superheroes in general.
Oh, shit. I was looking for the name of that comic. My Darkseid Ray Funko Pop needs to be approved.
What? Wait, you buy Funko Pops?
Oh, yeah, I have tons of Funko Pops.
It's almost like we're surrounded by them.
I can't even do it on my phone either.
Alright, figure it out later. We're recording!
Huh? No, I was looking at the name of that comic.
Okay.
That way I could give it credit, because I haven't read it, but...
The new one?
No, the romance one.
Oh, the romance one.
I wanted to give it... I don't... shout it out,
Yeah, I feel you.
Well, it's not... I can't scroll far enough to find it, so I guess you're not going to get the title.
So, oh well. Look up romance comic, I'm sure you'll find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Dan, not a lot of news in the Star Wars universe recently.
Yeah, not as much as there has been.
We're continuing to get weird tidbits about Duel of the Fates and set problems for Rise of Skywalker. Nothing groundbreaking has came out since the actual script for Duel of the Fates came out.
Yeah.
But, yeah. The most interesting news we got, Mandalorian Season 2, October.
Hell yeah.
October. Exciting stuff. You excited?
Yeah.
What do you want to... No, we're not talking about that today. What do you want to see from Mandalorian Season 2? Too early for that. More Mandalorian. More Darksaber. Just more.
Period. More period.
Well, the other thing that they came out and said is they're going to focus on television projects instead of movies the next few years. Obviously, because the next movie's not set till 2022?
Something like that.
December 2022?
Something
like that.
It ways away.
Okay, Dan. We have the new sequel trilogy. We have The Mandalorian. We have Clone Wars. We have Rebels. We have Resistance. What do you prefer? Star Wars television or Star Wars movies? Do you have a preference? Would you rather see one or the other?
I kind of, like... I just want...
Does Star Wars have to be an experience you see on the big screen?
It doesn't have to be. Obviously, I would still like movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm perfectly content with just getting TV for a while. Because, I mean... None of them, other than Resistance, have really struck out with me yet.
Yeah.
Because they've all been phenomenal, other than Resistance, so far.
And the only problem with Resistance that it wasn't phenomenal. It was fucking great, though, right?
Watch our last
Holocron-Cast
episode if you want to hear our opinions. Spoiler alert: we didn't like Resistance that much. Go watch that podcast to find out why. Plug. But yeah, I'm okay with both. Honestly, I want both movies and TV.
But if you can only have one, Sophie's choice. You have not.
I can only if we could only have
one for the rest of the time: movies or television.
Probably television.
That's fair.
They have a better track record with that.
That is fair.
You know?
Yeah.
And they're more likely to put Filoni in charge of TV shows than they are for movies, so...
That is true. I'll
consume anything he creates.
He is a god among men. Yeah, it's interesting because I like going to the theater to see Star Wars. I like the communal experience. I like...
Yeah.
Like, Force Awakens, like, when they go to that piece of garbage...
Yeah.
That moment, that's one of the best theater moments ever. You know what I mean?
Although most of our theater experiences with Star Wars haven't been too phenomenal. Like
since that Force Awakens. I think Force Awakens was the best one.
Yeah, that was like the only one where we had like a hype crowd.
And that one was like on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Like at like 8 at night and we were in like shit seats.
Yeah.
And there was literally someone with a baby behind us.
Maybe it's just because Last Jedi hadn't happened yet.
Yeah. Well... Yeah, it's weird that's like the most... I feel like that one had the most people like excited and hype. Then Rise, honestly. And then the other three really didn't have anybody in the crowd get too excited about anything.
Yeah. 2022 and still voice cracking.
Yeah, but there's something special about the theater experience, you know? Especially if they do it right, like Endgame.
Yeah, of course.
Like, when they have a good... Like, because obviously Rise of Skywalker and the new trilogy didn't succeed in that.
Yeah.
And, like, giving us, like, leading up to something that was just, like, blowing your mind.
Yeah.
Like they get out...
Well, also, that is kind of a very different comparison, though, because the Marvel movies were, like, 22 movies leading up to Endgame. The sequel trilogy was 3.
But also, like...
Because there are also...
If you count that in the Skywalker saga, it's 9
movies, which still isn't 22. Yeah, and 4... But also, like, long enough in between that people don't necessarily remember their theater experiences. Like, there aren't as many people who are like, man, I saw all these in the theaters constantly, you know. That's not as common as it is for, like, Marvel movies, where it's like there's one every month, so you can see it, you know. It's a continuous experience, whereas Star Wars is like long breaks and then surges of content.
Well, just say the Rise of Skywalker didn't have the Mjolnir. Am I saying that right? Mjolnir moment.
Yeah,
where Thor gets Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
I can't say that word very well.
Fuck Norse words.
Fuck Norse words. I'm excited though. Rumor has it, next Assassin's Creed Ragnarok. Nothing to do with Star Wars, but I had to say that.
A Norse one?
But yeah, television versus movies. I feel like they both have their benefits.
Yes.
Obviously, me as just a person in general, I love them both. I'll literally watch almost any movie. I just love being told stories, different kinds of stories. And I like TV a lot, too, probably just a little more, because, you know, I watch a fuck ton of television shows. And there's more time for character development.
Yes.
More time to tell a story. Like, obviously, every episode's not going to be like a banger, but, like, everything's going to build the world or build the characters or...
You always have the filler episodes or the uninteresting episodes, but you generally have way more time to establish characters.
There's less... Messing up in a TV show hurts it less.
Yes.
Like, nailing, like, a trilogy of movies or a series of movies is hard.
Yeah.
That's why we give the MCU so much credit on this show, because, like, they did it. They built a series of movies that's unprecedented, you know? And, like, I wish we could do something with that with Star Wars. Like, obviously going forward, they're not going to combine themselves to a trilogy, which is nice.
Yes.
But then you get to episode 9, and you're like, fuck.
We're out of time.
Like, if they wouldn't have committed these new movies to a trilogy, and we, like, episode 9, episode 8 happened, obviously, episode 8 leaves you in a spot where, like, it's like, what's next? What's going on?
You could have another trilogy after 8.
Yeah, you could have a trilogy after 8, and that would have been awesome.
That would have been
dope.
They
committed to this whole trilogy.
Yeah, they committed to a set of 3 because that's how the last 2 were.
Yeah, and obviously that ended up hurting them.
It ended up hurting them a lot. I feel like in general, trilogies do largely hurt more than they help for...
Especially if you're planning on a trilogy.
Yeah.
Like
if you're doing a trilogy, it has to be more concise.
Yeah, especially you have to have a plan.
Yeah.
As we know, they have shit planned.
Yeah, but also, more movies the better, because the more time you have, the better.
With characters, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I love TV, because they feel like your family at the end of the day. You spend seasons and tons of television.
You spend way more time with them.
You have such more connection to them.
There's more time for you to actually get to know them, rather than just through, like, more of, like, a highlight reel.
Yeah. That's why, of course, if I only had one, TV. Because, as we've learned with the movies so far, they're great. I love them. But
yeah.
They don't tell us concise and more. And I love a good character-driven piece.
Yeah.
And I love the Force, and I feel like they've done a really good job, like, exploring the Force, especially in the animated series.
Yes.
Especially Rebels and Clone Wars.
Definitely.
And that's the most interesting part of Star Wars to me, because you don't fully understand it, but you can do so many interesting things with it.
Yeah.
Without,
as long as we never fully understand it.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to fully understand the Force.
I don't think we can ever fully understand it. Like, how do you explain it? That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
We just keep exploring it, but it always has endless more mysteries to it, and that's what makes it interesting.
Like, from the world between worlds to, like, the Force connection to just the normal Force abilities. It's, like, fascinating. Yeah. And just how everybody has it and how people tap into it and how each person's different and stuff like that. And of course, that's why Rebels is my favorite thing in content, because they do cool Force stuff, and the whole, like I said, you spend time with that characters. They're literally a family, but they're not a family. They feel like a family, and yeah.
I feel like the only input I've given for the last 10 minutes is just saying yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Well, I was explaining my point of view. So
exactly.
Yeah.
But so I feel like I kept needlessly just saying yeah.
I do that a lot too. I'm like, yeah.
I
don't know.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
I do want them to do movies right, though. I think they're gonna, since they've not committed to a trilogy, they're gonna do the Marvel approach or not Marvel approach. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they don't need.
They're not gonna commit to, like. They're not gonna be like, oh, we're gonna build to this guy.
Yeah, they're not just gonna copy what Marvel did, but they're not restricting themselves to a trilogy.
Yeah.
That's what burned the sequel trilogy in the end. Is the commitment to trilogy.
And also, way too much commitment to the trilogy. Like, trying to, like, commit themselves to the old stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I've said this before on the podcast, but, like, let everyone be their own new character. And that's why, like, The Mandalorian should prove that we need, obviously, being connected and, like...
Connection is good.
Is good, but, like...
To an extent.
To an extent. Well, yeah, and you, even, like, as things for... Literally, every character is a new character in Mandalorian.
Yes.
Right? We don't know any of them.
I'm sure there's, like, one that showed up somewhere.
Well, Grief Karga apparently was, like... But he's, like, a book or something.
Yeah,
Like, he's not in any show or something. But we have something, like... That we know as Mandalorian. He looks like Boba Fett. But most of the fans don't know what that is. If you don't watch Clone Wars.
The casual
Rebels,
fans.
The casual fans who don't watch the TV shows. But, like... That draws you in, and then it's kind of like a Western, kind of like a samurai show, but Star Wars, and it feels like the original trilogy.
And it lures you in.
And tells a great story with a bunch of familiar ideas.
And gets you to look at other content, too.
Yeah.
Like, if you see it and you're like, oh, what's that black lightsaber? So you go and look it up, and then you get into the other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of my problems, though, is people always talk about... Like, when it comes to, like, the movies and everything, like, or just Star Wars in general, they want everything to feel like the original trilogy, and I just think that's not a good...
That's definitely not a good...
Like, everything shouldn't feel like the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Like...
I get having, like... Oh, what's the right way to describe it? Like, I get... wanting it to, like, a certain extent, basically.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a little A little too harped on.
But also, like, those are the same people who want, like, tons of Jedi and tons of Sith. That can't feel like the original
trilogy. It really can't.
Like, I don't know. I always hear arguments of, like, because I was watching a podcast yesterday. It wasn't a Star Wars podcast, but they talk about Star Wars on every now and then. It's just a general podcast, and they were like, there's only, like, 2 great Star Wars movies. I'm like, but I don't think you like Star Wars if you feel that way. Like, I mean, honestly, there's... How many great Star Wars movies would you say there are? Great.
Great?
Yes.
Like, over half of them. In my opinion.
Yeah. Obviously, Empire's great.
Yes.
Rogue One's great.
Yes.
I believe The Force Awakens is great.
Yes.
I believe The Last Jedi is great.
Yes.
And then, honestly, I'll give you Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
5 out of 10.
We got 5 out of 10.
And then the rest are
good to middling.
Good to middling. Honestly, Return of the Jedi is up there. I think
Return of the Jedi.
I feel like that's like the good with like
that's the middle.
Rise and
Return are like the middle.
And then like obviously,
but for very different reasons. Yeah. Return mostly because of technical limitations and kind
it's just like wildly weird.
And weird decisions.
I like it though. I like it because it's weird.
Well, I mean more of like some of the choices they made were kind of weird in that one.
See, those people on the podcast yesterday.
Did they hate 6?
No, they were like, there's 2 great ones. They're like Empire and A New Hope.
Yes.
And we don't feel like that about
New Hope at all. No, we don't.
Like, A New Hope would be in that good territory with Rise. And,
yeah, A New Hope would be in the good territory with Rise and Return, but I just don't think it's as fun.
Yeah, I think it's boring, honestly, a lot of the times.
It's a little too slow-paced for my liking.
Yeah.
Not as much excitement.
Yeah.
That, we talk about this a lot we talked about this very thoroughly on our A New Hope review podcast. You can go and watch that. But it was, more introductory, so obviously it's not going to be as interesting for people who are super into it already and know all
Do you think if you showed a kid today, episode 4... Well, obviously you should show them that first if you want to get them into Star Wars, but I don't feel like it will... I'm sure it will get kids, but like I don't feel like it will get kids as... You know what I mean? Like as much as...
As it used to?
As it used to. Because especially how old it is.
Depends on the kid.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's always an interesting argument.
It also depends on the age of the kid when you get them into it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Age, where you should... Obviously you should do release order.
Yes.
But like, it depends on like if... I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's a weird...
I feel like kids these days would be more drawn to sequels and prequels.
Yeah.
Just purely because... Show them the prequels because, like... It looks bad, but they don't understand that right now.
Yeah, they'll think it looks dope.
But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
You start them with Revenge of the Sith when they're 4.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I had to process that for a minute.
No.
You're like, wait a minute.
That's like literally one of the last ones you show them if you can.
Yeah.
Because like the whole Vader thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
TVs and movies. We both agree that TVs, if we had to, would be the one.
Would be the
but
one
obviously
to pick.
We both want both.
Yes. We're hardcore Star Wars fans. We just want more of everything.
Right.
Everything.
I don't know if we've talked about this before, but
so much sliding.
Yeah, my bad. I need to move my hands. I can't.
I know.
I am like Bernie Sanders. I like to move my hands when I talk.
I know.
But yeah.
Really anal about that audio quality.
I know. I just can't help it, dude. I just need.
I know.
I can't sit like a.
Yeah, I feel.
If we have like a different table, it'd be better.
We should get like a tablecloth. No, that would make the same amount of noise.
Yeah.
We need like
a glass table,
or
a wood table,
like a bowl of water that you can just splash in.
Yes, we can break our cord.
That'd be a lot worse.
Our cord just broke even more.
Oh no! You fry my laptop.
I feel like, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but to finish off this little topic before we get into our big topic, what Star Wars story do you want the most right now, and what medium do you want it on?
Post Rebels and TV show.
Post Rebels TV show, as in
like following Ahsoka and Sabine as a TV show. That's my most wanted.
You know, I feel the same way. That's like the only thing I've wanted since Rebels ended.
Yeah.
But since I'm not going to steal your answer, I will go with more of Rey's story.
Like post 9?
Post 9.
No, I want pre 9, where it's just her on Jakku.
Yeah, pre 7.
Or yeah, pre 7. I mean.
No, I want more of Rey, and like what happens to the Jedi after that. I want more of like the First Order's not around. How are you rebuilding society and how are you keeping order and like how are you learning from the mistakes of the Jedi? With Rey, obviously Finn's a Jedi now at this point. Poe's the leader of. I like to think Poe's the leader of the Republic.
Well, he'd be like the military leader of the Republic, not the. He wouldn't be the Chancellor.
Yeah. I like. And then
he's not really a very political guy.
Like we don't have a Republic anymore. We have.
No, it's going to be called the Neo-Republic.
Oh.
Neopets.
But yeah, them learning from like their fucking mistakes and finally doing something, and then Voldemort shows up and like, oh shit, we gotta figure this out.
Oh no! Snoke comes back. All 3 of the Snokes that were in that little pod fall out of the pod and are now a trifecta.
they're Cerberus, 3-headed Snoke.
I more meant like Master and 2 apprentices. The one Snoke who fell out first is the one who's the strongest.
Oh, God.
I also want to just explore more of that era in between 6 and 7.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That's very fascinating, because I want to see how...
I
want to see the extent of how incompetent the New Republic was.
I want, honestly, that Iden story of her, like, the Republic trying to figure out what to do after they take down... Like, having no plan after they take down
and her
the
just,
Empire.
Like, judging
and
them.
the Empire being like... And her being former Empire and be like... Teaching them, like, dude, you guys are seriously fucking up.
You don't know how to run a fucking government.
You don't know how to run a fucking government. You took down this thing and you had no plan.
You know, Palpatine was many things, but he was a pretty good politician.
Oh, that's what he was best at.
That was,
manipulating it.
Quite a usurper.
We have quite the Palpatine in office right now.
You know, I almost said that exact same joke.
Somehow sticking around, manipulating everything to keep his power.
Don't tarnish Palpatine like that. At least Palpatine kept it hidden from everyone that he was evil.
Yeah.
Let's not get political, though.
Yes. Let's get a little political. The Iowa caucuses are a shit show. That's it. You probably have no clue what I'm talking about.
I don't know what that is, but let's keep going.
But yeah, I want... Yeah.
Yeah, more stuff in the in-betweens.
Yes, the in-betweens are the best sections of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And now between Episode 9 and Episode 10, man. Show it to me. I just want more Rey, really. She never had a chance to live up to her glory.
I want to see Finn actually do something.
Yeah, he'll be cool as a Jedi.
Other than scream Rey.
I was thinking about this. I've been looking at people's comments online and just scrolling through Twitter. This will be our little Rise of Skywalker talk for the day. I feel like I say this a lot, and I'm kind of beginning to agree with it. The ending of this trilogy, it's like we're ending the Skywalker saga and all.
Uh-huh.
But, like, I feel like the ending of Episode 9 inherently goes against a lot of what Star Wars stands for.
In what way?
As in, like, hope. Like, you don't feel hopeful after the end of Episode 9. Like, second chances, like, killing Ben. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Star Wars is always about, like, hope and, like, family and, you know what I mean? And then you kill the main family. Rey's literally back where she started all alone, pretty much, for the most part. She has Finn and Poe, but, like, you know what I mean?
But I see where that argument's coming from, but also, I mean, obviously, yeah, Ben should have survived, but I think it is more of, like, because I think it's more of just, like, that she's more happy with where she is, like, she has more of her chosen family rather than
but most of them are gone, though.
Well, but she has Finn and Poe still.
Yeah, but she lost her mentor. Both her mentors. And literally,
to fair,
not use this word lightly, soulmate.
To be fair, in the Star Wars universe where people can be ghosts that can just talk to you anytime they want, are they really gone?
Is anyone ever really gone? No one's ever really gone.
I mean,
that's fair.
Old Ben just shows up constantly after he dies. True. It's like he never died to begin with, really.
I I just really see where they're coming from with that. Like, it seems like a weird way to end the saga.
I also don't want it to be too happy of an ending, though. Like, I don't want it to be.
This one was like not that happy of an ending.
That's why I like it.
Yeah,
I don't like when
it's a good in between.
Well, I don't like when it's like over the top happy.
Yeah, I don't think Ben. I think
like that's one thing I don't like about Return of the Jedi is just that it's like super happy-go-lucky ending.
But happy endings aren't a bad thing.
I don't like happy endings personally. Not when they're like that, where it's just super happy. It can be a happy ending, but I feel like there still has to be some level of loss, or else to me it just doesn't.
Yeah, but don't you agree though? The one level of loss we got from this was Ben, and then but you don't like that.
Well, we also had the loss of Luke and Leia and Han and...
Yeah, but that was over the trilogy.
Well, we had the loss of Leia then.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just interesting. There's a lot of credence to that argument, I've noticed.
Yeah. I get it, but I don't agree with it. But I get it.
See, the thing with you is, though, you inherently don't like Star Wars for what Star Wars means for most people.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's not why you like Star Wars.
Yeah.
You like Star Wars because... evil and cool lightsabers and ships and stuff like that. Not
necessarily.
Not as much as like the family story and the.
No, I do like the family story.
There's also in a weird way, Star Wars is kind of a coming of age story.
Kind of
because it's Anakin coming of age, it's Luke coming of age, it's Rey coming of age, I guess. She really doesn't like grow that much.
Yeah.
Because like. Not on the fault of her own, obviously, but like of how she's written, or I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. There's this one guy I was watching a non-spoiler review, and he was talking about how Rise of Skywalker had like that argument I was just saying. He didn't say why because he couldn't talk about spoilers.
Yeah,
and like how it's inherently not what Star Wars stands for. And I'm like, I really want to hear the rest of his argument. Because I don't think I don't know if he ever talked about it on a different podcast, because they couldn't talk about it. But that argument's really interesting to me. I don't know, though.
You know what would have been so interesting if they would have had a plan and Finn could have been in training in 9?
Right.
That could have been so cool if it was like at the end they're both Force users.
And if like Rey had a double lightsaber. And if like there were 2 more movies. And if they were like...
But I was just thinking about that, like how it's like, oh, you know, the setup for Finn in the future is that he'll train to use the Force and stuff, and it's like, well, he didn't do anything in 9 anyway. Why not just have him do that in 9?
Right.
You know, at least start something.
Or like, but why is he so afraid to tell Rey that he has Force powers? I'll tell you later. Like he's about to die. He's like, he thinks he's dying, and he's going to tell Rey that I think I'm Force sensitive.
Yeah.
And
I think it's more of that. He isn't 100% certain, and he knows, like, maybe from his point of view, he feels that Rey's like scared of power, of that kind of power. So he's a little hesitant, maybe.
Because he doesn't want her to kill him.
Maybe the only other Force-powered...
He feels she's a Palpatine.
The only other Force-powered person that he's seen her interact with is Ben when she fought him. So, maybe...
But you know
he's like, what if I tell her and she just starts fucking attacking me?
Do you know what's really telling, though? There's officially licensed Disney merchandise, a t-shirt, that in big letters says, "What was Finn gonna tell Rey?" That's all you need to know. That says everything you need about this trilogy. Oh man, it sucks that you were right for not having high hopes for episode 9.
See, and I came out liking it a lot more than you.
Well, I didn't have as high of hopes as I had for 8,
but I always try to go in with low hopes.
But I do love the movie. That's the weird part.
Yeah.
Like, I like it, but, like, I expect a lot out of Star Wars now. You know what I mean?
I don't expect a lot out of anything, because then I'll always be disappointed.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never had a weirder relationship with the movie than I have had with Episode 9.
That's the main thing I've learned, is to just never hope or have expectations for anything. You'll always be happy then. Just assume everything's gonna fucking suck.
I can't, that's why maybe I want to be depressed then.
That's what I do. I just assume everything is gonna be fucking abysmal.
Yeah.
And then I go into it and it's like, hey, that wasn't that bad.
Well, Rise of Skywalker wasn't that bad.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It makes me enjoy everything a lot more. Because if you go in with too high of a hopes, you're just going to disappoint yourself, because there's no way anything will ever match your... Like, if you're super hopeful about something, or, like, expecting something, or whatever, like, it'll just crush you.
Yeah.
And then you'll resent it.
I think with Rise of Skywalker, it's kind of that weird perfect storm of, like... For me, honestly, why I have such mixed feelings about it, because not the hype. The movie is, like, the first time you watch it, that movie is overwhelming.
Yes.
And then hearing people on all the sides talk about it, like, I understand almost everybody's point of view.
Yeah.
Like, more than The Last Jedi. Like, The Last Jedi, like, all the negative points of The Last Jedi, I just don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, I can't...
There are some in Last Jedi that I understand.
Well, like, a few, but not the ones that people get mad about.
I see. The only one that a lot of people get mad about that I at least understand, even if Luke? I vehemently disagree with it, is Luke. Like, I kind of get where they're coming from.
I get it.
I vehemently disagree with it.
I get where...
But like, I get it.
Why do you expect your character not to change over 30 years?
That's what I mean, but, like... at least I get where they're coming from.
Yeah.
I never understand the arguments of, like, bombs falling in space and stuff.
Yeah. This actually reminds me of a Rian Johnson quote I saw. Yeah, but... And do you think... What do you have to say? How do you feel about the Rise of Skywalker now, these days? Has your tune changed?
Same as always.
See, because my opinion on it's constantly changing.
My opinion on it has been the same...
I like things more sometimes. I like things... You know what I mean?
My opinion on it has been the same since the, like, second time I saw it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just decided how I feel about it, and I don't really look at many people talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't usually look at people talk about much stuff like that, usually.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Just because I'm very easily swayed.
I feel like the opposite. For you. I don't feel like you're easily swayed.
I'm not easily swayed with, like... I'm weirdly easily swayed with people that I don't know. But if it's, like, someone I know, then I'm, like, stubborn.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I don't feel like you're easily swayed.
I'm easily swayed if I don't know who the person is that's saying it, for some reason.
That is weird.
The internet sways me very easily.
That's what I like about, like, hearing people talk about it, other than, like, me and you, because, like, I always, like, I feel one way, but I like, understand a lot more people's point of views on things, more than I ever have with any movie. I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah. It's weird.
You gotta be able to, because I don't like it when people, what's the word I'm looking for?
Dead air?
Fuck, what was it? I don't like when people, because one of the biggest problems with people in general is, like, you're allowed to change your mind about things.
Yeah.
But people give people shit for changing their mind. Like, oh, you had that opinion one time. Like,
yeah.
You're allowed to change your mind. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, and if you don't, and if you never change your mind about things, that's kind of weird too. You know what I mean? Like, if you just have an opinion and it never changes over time, because once you get more information, things can change. You know what I mean? I've always, you know what I mean? Yeah.
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 This is the Yeah podcast? Where we just say yeah the whole time. What are you looking up?
This amazing Rian Johnson tweet.
Oh, okay. I saw one on Reddit recently that was it was like a really old Rian Johnson tweet where he said, "Don't worry, I just looked up if lightsaber was one word or two words. You can rest easy," or something like that, or it's in good hands.
Maybe this is the tweet I'm looking for. One sec.
Filling dead air by myself is a little difficult.
What?
I got fucking nothing. I don't know how to fill dead air. While you're looking at tweets.
Woo, woo, woo!
Jar Jar.
You can pause it.
Pause it?
Yeah, we'll come back.
Okay.
I found the tweet.
We're back.
I found the tweet.
been like 15 minutes.
This is what we'll finish off with our Rise of Skywalker / sequel trilogy talk with. And I think this literally sums up The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker brilliantly. This is from a long time ago, too. This is from June of 2018.
Yeah.
Ready? Okay. This is what Ryan says, and it's replying to probably a fan who's mad. It says, for me, The Last Jedi 100% distills what the spirit and heart of Star Wars has been in my life. But yes, it is personal. It's a certain point of view. And it has to be. Originals were personal for George Lucas, and that's why they're alive. Star Wars films will truly betray the heart and spirit of the originals if they lose that, and become soulless, clean homages. But being alive means being messy, and it means every film won't line up exactly what every fan is expecting or wants. I'm sorry The Last Jedi didn't line up with your own certain point of view. Really, I honestly am. And then a bunch of letters, which I don't know what they stand for.
What is it?
MTFBWY.
MTFBWY.
I don't know what that means.
Well, keep reading. I'll keep thinking.
That's it. That's how.
Oh, that's it? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. TFBW. I'm going to Google it real quick.
And honestly, isn't that kind of summing up if you compare The Last Jedi to The Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah.
Like, because he has a point, though. Like, at a certain point, The Rise of Skywalker is just a soulless homage. It doesn't, it's not inspired. And I think this tweet fully sums up everything that's happened in Star Wars in the last 3 years. Obviously not The Mandalorian.
We should have figured that out. May the Force be with you.
Oh shit! No duh.
I'm not good at figuring out acronyms.
I've never seen that as an acronym before.
I always have. Every time I see a new acronym, I have to look it up because I never know. I can never figure them out.
But what do you think of that?
No, I think it fits.
I think that's a good point of view to have.
Yeah.
I think. But it was like he says, at a certain point, if we just do soulless homages to the originals, they don't mean anything.
Yeah.
And in a way, that's what Rise of Skywalker kind of is.
Kinda, yeah.
I wouldn't say it's completely soulless, but in some parts is. You know what I mean? And I like that point of view. That's why I think Star Wars needs to be. You're not going to like everything, but I think they should try new things. And
yeah. Because there will be fans of each part of it.
Yeah. I'm sure if you ask every Star Wars fans, their favorite movie of the sequel trilogy is different. Like, some people's favorite will be Rise, some people will be Force, some will be The Last Jedi. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody's list is variably different, and that's the best part.
Yeah. It is always fun seeing, the lists of all the movies put together, because the only constant is 5 at the top.
Yeah. And half the reason I put 5 at the top is I kind of feel like I have to. It's obviously top 3 for sure, but, some days I feel like The Last Jedi just, speaks to me more.
For me, usually Empire is second.
Revenge number 1.
It switches between, Revenge and Rogue One.
And, Clone Wars movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
Speaking of Clone Wars...
Segue.
Let's talk about Clone Wars.
Yeah.
That'll be our big topic today.
43 minutes in.
43 minutes in. We are 2 weeks away?
Something
21st.
Like that. We're not too far off of the final season of the Clone Wars coming to Disney Plus near you.
Hell yeah. On Friday instead of Monday. Sad times.
Oh.
Why does it have to be Friday? I need a new work schedule, Dan.
You do.
I really do. Let's pause here. Let me try to change my work schedule.
I almost paused it just out of habit.
Yeah. So, Dan, how excited are you for Clone Wars Season 7? Hashtag Clone Wars saved. Hashtag the final season. Hashtag Ahsoka lives.
Pretty fucking hyped.
Pretty hyped.
Pretty damn hyped.
Yes.
I was just talking about how I always have the mindset of everything's going to suck. This is the one time where I'm not going to do that and watch it burn me.
Sam Whitmer the other day tweeted something. He's like, I'm watching something right now, and it's very good. And we all knew he was talking about Clone Wars. And I'm like, yes.
For sure.
Clone Wars, Dan. It'll be quite... Dude, I can't wait.
Phenomenal.
It's weird. Isn't it kind of weird how, me personally, I've never been particularly drawn animated stuff.
Yes.
But my favorite stuff in Star Wars are, like, the 2 animated series. Like, my favorite's Rebels, and then Clone Wars is top 3 for sure. Like, I find that, and I love that.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. It just comes down, because it always just comes down to the story being told.
Yes, and the cast of characters.
Yes.
Ahsoka lives. Oh, dude.
So what do you like about the Clone Wars?
There's a god, and his name is Mortis.
His name wasn't Mortis.
I don't care. I just like that era. It was that era done well.
Yes.
That's why I like Clone Wars.
For, like, the first time ever.
Lots of lightsabers. My Obi-Wan being sassy as fuck and sexy as fuck. The Duchess Satine.
Obi-Wan's weird sexual tension with Asajj Ventress.
Clovis. Just needing him to die. Padme. They made Jar Jar not suck.
Yes, I love his arc with Mace Windu.
They made the best character in Star Wars. As 2 of the best characters in Star Wars. 2 of the top 4 in it. Ahsoka and Obi-Wan. And honestly, I'm riding the Anakin train lately.
Yeah.
I've re-fallen in love with Anakin Skywalker.
There you go.
Because I felt him.
You felt it.
I felt him.
You get it.
It's tragic. He's so tragic. I feel bad for him.
You know what my favorite thing about Clone Wars is?
But also don't feel bad for him. That's the brilliant part.
Yeah, because
he fucking tried to kill Padme. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's who you're trying to save.
He was so lost.
I feel like in another world, in the Star Wars world, I could be Anakin, doing everything to save what I love, but somehow fucking it up and ending up hurting the people I love. You know what I mean? I could see that. That's such a great... Anakin's amazing. I used to hate Anakin.
I know.
Not hate him, I'm like, he's fine.
Yeah.
Mainly because I just knew him from the bad acting.
Yeah.
But once you have more life experience, Dan, you understand him more.
I like him a lot because of Clone Wars.
Not because Jake Paul, or not Jake Paul.
Jake Paul!
Jake Lloyd. Oh god, kill me now.
I can put that in the tags now too!
Imagine Jake Lloyd, Anakin being played by young Jake Paul.
No, imagine Jake Lloyd having a YouTube channel where he vlogs every day.
And boxes other YouTubers for fun. Because that's fun.
You know what my favorite thing in Clone Wars is, though? How well they show why Anakin ultimately betrays the Jedi.
Yes.
It's shown so masterfully, because there is so many times where the Council just fucks Anakin over.
Yeah, the Council's bad, man.
For, like, no reason. Like the time where they had that plot where Obi-Wan got assassinated, and they didn't tell Anakin about the plot, so he, like, went insane.
Yeah, they do it, like... because that's where you really see, like, the true flaws of the Jedi Order.
Yeah.
And, like, having, like, Ahsoka leaving them, and Anakin realizing how fucked they were, and yeah, just...
Yeah,
Jedi Order kind of fucking sucks. That's even more reason to hate Yoda, the Clone Wars. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, when Ahsoka's leaving at Anakin, I love how Anakin says, I know how you feel wanting to leave the Order.
Yeah.
So much foreshadowing. Because at that point, it's not too far off of revenge.
Yeah.
That also adds so much more to him betraying them as well as Ahsoka in general. Mm-hmm. Her ultimately getting fucked over by them.
It's really a crime that she's not somehow part of the movies.
Yeah. It's
just so weird that this character's so important and so beloved by everybody that she's just, like, on the outside.
Yeah.
Of, like, everything.
She's, like, the gateway to the outside.
Like, literally, like... And they literally have, like, an excuse for every reason why she's not around.
Yeah.
Even, like, her whole coming back in Rebels was, like... That's why she hasn't been in the original trilogy, but she had to hide the whole time.
Yeah. She had to wait.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. Yeah. Well, I feel like the same way kind of goes with almost the same with Maul to an extent. He's in 1, and then everybody believed he's dead, but then he's in a lot of Clone Wars and a lot of Rebels.
Yeah.
But if you don't watch the cartoons...
And Solo.
But that's what I mean. Like, when it comes to Solo, it's like, if you didn't watch the cartoons, you see Maul show up in Solo, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It's interesting.
And I love seeing all the times in Clone Wars when Anakin uses the dark side to get what he wants. Like, I think we see actually the very first time he force chokes someone. He force chokes Poggle the Lesser.
My boy Poggle.
He's like not telling Anakin answers, and he just lifts him into the air, and it's like, I wonder if I can do this.
Yeah, and then when like in the Mortis arc where he sees his future, but they erase it.
And tries to like prevent it from happening by turning evil.
Yeah.
Being like, well, the son is the only one who can help me, so guess I gotta side with him now.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, if you saw a vision of yourself murdering children, I feel like I would go to pretty great lengths to prevent that too.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, Clone Wars, baby.
I love also establishing the clones as, like, actual characters.
Oh, for sure. It's nice having, like, faces to some of them.
And having, like...
Even though they all have the same face.
And, like, explaining Order 66 in, like, a better way. How, like... Because Jedi were friends with their clones. And then it's like, oh, well, the clones just got the order and then they shot them all.
Mm-hmm.
That always seemed weird to me. Mm-hmm. Until that was explained in Clone Wars.
Yeah. The most interesting thing about... and just a testament to Clone Wars, for the most part, is... We literally know how the story ends.
Yeah.
Like, we know Order 66. We know what happens to Maul. We know Ahsoka's still around. And we're still hyped as fuck for Maul versus Ahsoka.
Yeah.
We know neither of them die. We gotta assume Ahsoka wins. Mainly because, like, she almost beats Vader. Like, she can't lose. She can't lose to...
Well, she's also not as well trained at this point, either. Yeah. I feel like she was training a lot in between.
At best, they draw... I just don't see... Darth Maul can't win.
Well, also as well, Ahsoka does so well against Vader because she trained to fight bigger opponents than her. Her and Maul are kind of similar in size, and they're both very fast.
Especially because he's expecting Kenobi too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, why are you here?
It'll also just add so much depth to when they interact in Rebels too.
Oh yeah.
Like the weird way they interact with each other. Mm-hmm. I have a theory of what I think is going to happen, of like how the fight will be decided. I don't think either party will win.
I think something will stop it.
I think Order 66 is what's going to stop it.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is going up until Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe it's like this is explaining where Rex is, like... Because obviously we know Ahsoka's not with Anakin in Revenge of the Sith because she left the Jedi Order. Mm-hmm. But why does Anakin not have, like, the 501st with him? Or, like, why doesn't he have Rex with him?
Because he's with Ahsoka.
Rex is with Ahsoka on Mandalore.
Yeah. So, well, we gotta assume, though, that, what was I going to say? It'll be fun because, so Order 66 happens. They're trying to kill Ahsoka, too, right?
Yeah.
We gotta assume we're going to see her running from
the Clone Boys.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Other than Rex. Because Rex had his chip removed.
Yeah.
That's why he was still sane in Rebels.
Mm-hmm. Do you think... Obviously in the trailer we got, like, young Kanan.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see, like... Jaro Tapal?
That'd be awesome, but I don't think so.
They were on Khorasan, right?
No, they were on... They were above the planet that you're on in the tutorial. I think it's a new planet. It's like a scrapyard planet. Mm. That's where they were. They were there the whole time, and they were about to leave when Order 66 happened.
Oh, so we probably won't see them then.
They were stationed in their own little area. Yeah, I don't think they'll be.
We'll probably see Kanan's master die.
I feel like we won't see him other than that one scene.
No, I think we'll see them.
I feel like that's just a reference, not like meant to be.
No, we're gonna see it.
You think so?
Because Kanan's like super young there, man.
Well, I think we've. Isn't it in a comic where we see his master die already?
Maybe, yeah.
Because I think
it goes to Order 6. Maybe we won't see it since they do the comic about it.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be cool.
I feel like they're just going to be at the table.
I feel like it's a shot. Like, I feel like we see them more than just at the table.
It's possible, but I don't think so.
Not a big part, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
We were talking about this the other day. Like, who else could they tie into the show weirdly? They could, like from like the newer stuff.
Yeah.
Could they tie in like any Rogue One characters, like Cassian or Memphis? She's not Rogue One, but you know what I mean. Like Kira.
No, because most of those characters would be
Dryden Voss, maybe.
Dryden, maybe.
If we see Maul go
Maul start forming the Crimson Dawn.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I remember we were talking about this with people we might see.
The thing with like Rogue One characters and stuff is like, because
they're not really part of that stuff.
Yeah, like Cassian is a separatist, and he would be younger at the time.
But I remember we were talking about this the other day, and we had one of us brought up like a good idea that wasn't obviously Kanan.
Yeah,
I forgot what it was though.
I have no idea. I don't recollect this discussion.
We were talking about like people we could see. Obviously, we're gonna get a lot of Rebels references.
Yes.
Like, what are some cool Rebel references you think we can get other than Kanan?
I mean, we've already seen Cham in Rebel or in Clone Wars, but we could maybe see him again.
Baby Hera, not baby Hera, but like
younger Hera.
Young Hera.
Around the same size as Kanan. Maybe we'd see Chopper.
Maybe
because it was in a Y-wing above Ryloth.
Yeah.
At least that's his backstory, I believe.
Yeager? No, he's a rebel.
That's not. I know he's old in Resistance, but he's not old enough to, I think, have been an adult in the Clone Wars.
Maybe we were looking at that list on that one podcast.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to Google it. Because I feel like there could be cool
tie-ins?
Cool tie-ins.
Potentially. Cool tie-ins.
So what else are you excited for about Clone Wars?
Just more Clone Wars.
Yeah? What do you want to see the most, then?
Other than Ahsoka vs. Maul, because that's the obvious one, I would really like to see the Battle of Khorasan. Like how Chancellor Palpatine gets kidnapped. Because that was explained in the old Clone Wars cartoon, but it's never been shown in canon. So that'd be interesting to see, like, how did they kidnap Palpatine? Obviously, it's part of Palpatine's plan, but how do they explain it?
Do you think we're going to see that scene again where they kill Dooku?
No, I think we'll see Palpatine get abducted, and then they go up into space, and then it's like Anakin and ObiWan are like, all right, we got to get in our fighters, and then it ends there for that part of the story. Because then that would tie seamlessly right into the beginning of 3 where they're flying.
Yeah, but I think all the Ahsoka stuff will go way past the whole movie.
Yes.
Because if it goes to Order 66...
That's later in the movie already. But I really want to see the Battle of Khorasan, because that'd be awesome, because it's so many ships. I mean, because it's the capital, so...
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Maybe we actually get to see Grievous do something, because he'd probably be the one who would kidnap Palpatine. I don't think Dooku would go down there personally to do it.
How about this? Moff Gideon.
If he's like
He obviously he's an old dude.
Yeah, if he's like a Republic officer or something. Or like Republic Admiral.
Maybe.
Because I feel like that's what a lot of Imperial guys are, is they were former Galactic Republic guys.
Here, this is not from something I found online, but this could be an interesting tie-in. Baby Yoda? Like, could we introduce why he exists?
Maybe?
In Clone Wars?
I'm not sure.
Do you think we're gonna get...
we see Yaddle pregnant?
No. Do you think we're gonna get,
Yes, I
forgot what I was
do.
gonna say.
I do think we'll get that.
We're great podcasters.
We're really good podcasters.
What were we... I forgot what I was gonna say, though. Fuck.
Do you think we're gonna get... You were talking about Baby Yoda and pregnant Yaddle.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. It can't be that important.
Okay.
I think we'll get young Rey.
Do you think we'll see the Grand Inquisitor before he was an Inquisitor?
Nah. We might see him, like, no. Maybe.
Because he was a temple guard.
Maybe.
At least that's the implication in Rebels.
Yeah. I really want to think of more tie-ins that we could get. I feel like we've had this discussion before.
I feel like we could see a bunch of, like, Inquisitors when they're Jedi.
Like Seventh Sister. Trilla! That'd be baller.
Trilla and, Seer.
Seer, that'd be cool.
We could see them.
Marin.
So I mean, like, any of the survivors of Order 66, and, like, Inquisitors and stuff, we could see a bunch of those.
Yeah. But, I don't know.
I want to see a fifth brother.
Oh, you're my favorite brother. I don't know.
Look up fifth brother. He's a doofy looking guy.
Hey, have some respect for the brother. I want more Hondo. I don't think we're gonna get him though.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Hondo, but maybe he'll have like one scene.
Maybe he'll have Baby Yoda.
I still think he's the one who had Baby Yoda in Mandalorian.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking of. All the possible people that could tie into the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I think you were thinking of Mando.
Yeah. There's so many.
Yeah, you were talking about Mando. I remember that discussion.
And what was Mando like? Because we could get. We're not gonna talk about that now. But there's so many people that could talk.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that can go into Mando. Clone Wars less so, because a lot of the people who could connect are too young.
Yeah. I want more than anything.
Talk a little bit louder.
I want more than anything. Loud enough?
No.
I want more than anything for Ahsoka to survive.
I don't think she'll survive.
Thrawn.
Maybe. We could.
That could be a cool, like, little ending thing.
I mean, he was in one of the books, he, like, teams up with Anakin. Like, Anakin, not Vader.
Do you think we'll see, like... We'll see, obviously, the Republic falling, Order 66. But do you think we'll see, like, the Empire coming together? Like, them getting all their dudes in order or anything like that?
Maybe?
Like, do you think we'll see Admiral Yularen and just be like, fuck this shit, put on a little Empire cap, and say, you're stranded for real this time.
Stranded! Maybe. We see him don the white outfit that he has.
Yeah. What's your favorite? We all know mine's Mortis. I'm in love with the Mortis arc. I was ahead of my time on that one. We watched it. I'm like, you guys were like, why are you? You were like, dude, you really love this arc, don't you? You guys are like, weird. And then it tied into Rebels, and you're like, I was right. I
don't remember that.
I was right though for liking it so much.
No, but I don't remember being like, you right.
In your head, you were thinking that.
Whatever you say, man.
And then, so what's your favorite, like, arc /
I really like the arc of
R2-D2?
Yes. No.
Worst arc in Star Wars, period. Thank you, good night.
I really like the arc of Maul just taking over the whole criminal underworld with Death Watch on his side. And, like, killing all the Hutts.
Is that when he kills the Duchess? Or is that
it leads to him killing the Duchess. Yeah. I think it's all part of that same arc. It's like a long set of episodes. Yeah. Either that or it's like 2 arcs that are separated, but that whole stretch of like the Maul Mandalore stuff is all just so fascinating to me. And I love him just wiping out all of the criminal empires, doing what the Jedi couldn't for so long. And just being like, well, you give your resources to me or you're dead.
Right.
And then Jabba finally agrees. And that's why Jabba's the head honcho, because he's the only one left.
I like the arc where Zero dates the singing girl.
Oh, yeah. That's where we get Quinlan Vos and Obi-Wan.
Oh, yeah.
I really like Cad Bane.
Do you think we're going to get more of him this season?
Probably not.
They did have him fighting Boba?
That was an arc that was going to happen originally.
Was it Boba or Jango?
Boba. Yeah, Jango's dead.
Clown.
Although to be fair, I'm kind of glad that we probably won't see that because Boba kills him.
Yeah,
and that's lame. Cad's better than a child.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see him.
No, I don't think we'll see Bane.
Well, the most hyped thing that could happen in season 7 is
Jar Jar.
The appearance of 2 characters. Embo. We're not going to see him, but I'll get up and scream if we see Embo. And, of course, Numa.
God, our
Numa.
2 meme characters.
Embo's not a meme. We genuinely love Embo.
Yeah, that's true. Embo's rad as fuck.
He's literally the best bounty hunter by a mile.
Other than Mandalorian.
Yes.
Embo's so rad.
Numa's
Numa, just because we saw her at Rebels and we're like, holy shit, that meme.
Yeah, we were joking a lot about Numa when the Obi-Wan saved her or whatever.
Yeah, and she had like...
She was like...
she was friendly with the 2 clone boys.
Yeah, she was a kid, and then she showed up in Rebels. I lost my shit.
Yeah. Because we always memed about it. It's like, when are we going back to Numa? And then she just shows up in Rebels.
That was like the most hype shit ever.
That was
I feel like I stood up and screamed.
You did. You stood up and went, Numa!
I want to... That'd be amazing. Maybe Khalifa.
Rest in peace.
Dude, do you think we're going to see...
For those of you who...
Chewie Padawan get murdered in Order 66.
Gunji,
whatever his name is.
I hope not.
Yeah.
But for those of you who don't know, Khalifa...
She's one of the children in the arc with the Trandoshans when Ahsoka's stuck on the... What's she stuck on?
She's stuck on a planet.
Yeah.
That they're being hunted for sport by Trandoshans.
Yeah.
And Khalifa's the girl that gets killed.
Oh, I'm so sad.
That arc's kind of metal, too.
Yeah.
Like
they had the kid who looks like Amagundi, not Amagundi,
Ki-Adi-Mundi. Yeah,
I always mix them two up.
And you have people you have Trandoshans getting thrown off of buildings left and right because Chewbacca's there.
Oh yeah, Chewbacca does show up in that episode,
and he calls in Tarful.
Best Chewie.
Best Chewie. Clone Wars Chewie, baby. Woo-woo! Gotta put that Zeta on him.
Oh god. I'm trying to think what my favorite arc other than Mortis is. You know?
Probably something with the Duchess Satine.
I like the Duchess Satine and Obi-Wan's relationship a lot.
It's
so fascinating.
I love the way that Anakin can be sassy to Obi-Wan in those scenes, because it's such like a turn on the head of normal.
Yeah.
Like when Anakin's like, "Oh, go save your girlfriend," and Obi-Wan's like, "Yeah, wait, what?"
I should rewatch Clone Wars again.
I have like... oh no, I did finish rewatching it, yeah.
It's so hard to choose what to watch and what not to watch, you know, Dan?
I'm probably going to rewatch...
Rebels?
Yeah, Rebels sometime soon.
I watched like 7 episodes and I stopped. But Rebels is the hype as shit. So what are you looking for about Season 7 of Rebels?
What?
I said, what are you looking forward to about Season 7 of Rebels?
No, I heard you. What are you looking forward to in Season 3 of Resistance?
That it's not happening. Yeah, I don't know. I really, though...
You know who else was a great character in Clone Wars?
Zero the Hutt?
Remember that one cop that had the lopsided eyes, who kept saying Kaminoans?
Remember the clone? The weird clone crippled guy?
99?
Yeah, 99.
Rest in peace. That was a good arc, too, the attack on Kamino.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was the closest Anakin and Grievous came to ever being in the same place.
I'll say, isn't there a cool Saw arc? But that's in Rebels, too, I think.
No, there is a Saw arc in
that's
Clone
where,
Wars. That's where he comes
Lux
from.
And Steela fall in love, and then
Steela dies.
Do you think Lux is going to be around?
Maybe?
Because we know where he ends up.
In a book.
He
ends in a book.
But he doesn't...
I mean, so does Asajj.
But we don't know what, like, his fate, though. It's very ambiguous in that book. Maybe he'll be in The Mandalorian.
Asajj's fate is not ambiguous.
Do you think we'll see that in the show? Her die?
No. That's a long book. And it's like its own thing, I think. Yeah. Like, it would have to be its own, like, set of episodes focused just on that, I think.
Don't the Maul comics go into the Siege of Mandalore?
I think at the beginning they do. But a lot of it's...
see that?
We won't see... One of the parts I know that happens in the comics that I really wanted to see animated is Talzin possessing Dooku versus Sidious, and then Maul versus Grievous at the same time.
Oh, wow.
That happens in I think it's the Son of Dathomir comics. That would have been fucking metal to see. And
are we gonna see Grievous, though?
If we see him at all...
He hasn't been teased at all.
If we see him at all, it'll be during the Battle of Khorasan.
Yeah.
Which I hope we see the Battle of Khorasan.
What if they redo the Obi-Wan Grievous fight?
You'd like make it good.
Make it cool. I don't want them to do that, though, because I don't want them to, like, remake canon.
Yeah.
Because that gets a sticky situation with Maul where they could just, like... fuck up where he ends up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, if the end result is the same, you just make the fight look cooler.
Yeah.
That doesn't really change anything. Whereas with Maul, it's like it would ruin his ending in a way.
I'm trying to think of more, like I said, what's other good arcs? I'm trying to think of, like, it all blends together for me.
I love all the stuff on Mandalore.
I like the Night Sister stuff, kind of.
I like that that's the one time we get to see Grievous do something, is when he massacres the whole planet of Dathomir.
And then he gets caught by Jar Jar.
Listen. It's rock, paper, scissors, okay? He beats the witches who basically defeated...
Gungan and droids, rock, paper, scissors,
triangle. I love that, because... That's one thing that Clone Wars doesn't do well, is Grievous.
I don't think
anything is done.
Star Wars doesn't do Grievous well at all.
Yeah, that's fair. But Clone Wars in particular, because it's the perfect chance to actually see him do something, and he still doesn't do anything.
So Grievous dies, right?
Yes.
He gets shot in, like, the chest.
He gets shot in his organ sac, and it blows up.
And there's no way to bring him back, is there?
I mean, there might be.
Like...
His brain might have survived?
Like, maybe... they make it like a new version of Grievous
that's competent
for episode 10.
that we actually see competent, because that's the weird thing, is we see Grievous's collection of lightsabers in Clone Wars. He has a fuckload of lightsabers, so he is successful, we just never get to see it.
You just can't fight people without lightsabers, that's the problem.
Well, he just can't fight Obi-Wan.
And other people without lightsabers.
He fought Night Sisters and he kicked their ass.
That's fair.
The Gungans only got him because of electricity, okay? It shorts out robot parts. And he kept laughing at them because they were so funny.
I just want to keep saying Trials of the Darksaber. But that's not Clone Wars.
I do love Maul fighting Pre Vizsla for the Darksaber. That's an awesome fight. Because Maul is, like, oddly honorable during the fight and doesn't use the Force, really.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, Death Watch won't really follow me if I just snap the dude's neck immediately. So they actually have, like, a cool fight. Yeah. And then Maul wins.
What's his name's cool fighting, but not as a person? Savage,
yeah.
He's, like, not a character, like Boba Fett, but he's fucking looks cool and can wreck shit.
I like his dynamic with Maul, though. Like, Savage on his own is not a character, but he serves Maul well as, like, a plot device to make Maul better.
Yeah.
Because Maul actually has something that he cares about for once. Other than killing Kenobi. And then seeing Sidious fight Maul and Savage.
Yeah.
Awesome. Also, Savage is fucking strong as hell, because he lasted longer against Sidious than 3 Jedi Masters put together.
Too bad his brain doesn't work.
Savage lasted, like, almost the longest against Sidious of any person.
He's a fucking beefy boy. But, like...
He's not a character.
He doesn't have personality. He's like, kill!
Yeah. Well, his only personality is that he cares for his brother.
Yeah.
But it makes a good dynamic with Maul, though.
For sure. I really need to rewatch this before season 7.
Which I appreciate, because Maul they do perfectly well, considering that in episode 1 he literally has 2 lines of dialogue
and dies,
and they make him a character in Clone Wars. I've seen some people say that they like the episode 1 Maul better.
He's not
but he's not a character in episode 1.
If he doesn't exist in Clone Wars, he's just Boba Fett.
Yes.
Looks cool, is cool, not a character.
Yes. But, like, I saw people talking about that on some thread somewhere.
Reddit.
It was either Reddit or on a YouTube video where I was looking at
There's
Clone Wars
scenes.
scenes.
YouTube videos or comments.
Listen here, boy. There's like a thread of comments talking to each other. Of people being like, yeah, I liked him better in 1. I'm like, how? He's not a character in Phantom Menace. He's a weapon.
Yeah, that's not even an argument.
It leads to a cool dynamic of, like, he was a weapon and then he was broken and then he became his own person. Mm-hmm. It works good for his storyline, but him in 1 is not a character.
Jabo Hood. That episode. Legendary.
The Blue Shadow Virus arc? That's the one you're talking about?
Yeah, the Angel. Where
Ahsoka and Padme are dying of disease and Anakin's just really pissed the whole time because he's trying to save them.
They can't get off the planet, right? And then, isn't that where they reference angels? And then,
yeah, because
in episode 1, and then,
yeah, because they go to Iago, and in episode 1, Anakin says angels come from a moon of Iago, and they see an angel there in Clone Wars.
You mean Visago? Oh yeah, I also really like the episode where Hondo kidnaps everybody.
Where he just can't stop kidnapping people?
Yeah.
And then Jar Jar saves the day.
No, I don't like that episode anymore.
No. And you get to see... I love... Dooku does this one move in Clone Wars a lot that's really cool.
We might see in Clone Wars Season 7?
What?
Mr. and Mrs. Tico. Rose's parents.
I'm not even going to address that. Dooku in Clone Wars does this one move a couple of times. It's really metal. He, like, chokes one guy and picks him up, and then makes him turn around and kill his friend with a blaster.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's like just so evil. We get to see Dooku fight once in season 6, I think it is, against Obi-Wan and Anakin, and his fighting style just looks so awesome.
Who, Dookie?
Yeah.
The Duke Meister?
Because he has his hand behind his back the whole time, and he keeps like flipping and shit.
Is this where he's in his pajamas?
I wish. We do see him fight in his pajamas, though. That's when Asajj Ventress tries to assassinate him. Mm-hmm. And he still beats all of them while blind. Mostly just because he's the only one that has Force Lightning, and Asajj never learned that.
Obi-Wan the Bounty Hunter?
Yeah. That's that same arc where
Sexual
Obi-Wan got...
Right? That's where he wants to fuck Asajj. Or Asajj wants to fuck him.
That's not that one.
Isn't that where their central...
Asajj isn't in that arc.
I thought she was.
That's arc...
where they team up. That wasn't the bounty hunter. They team up, though, right? To find Ahsoka.
Asajj isn't in... They don't fight Ahsoka together.
No, Asajj and Obi-Wan team up.
To fight Maul and Savage.
I thought it was to find Ahsoka.
No. It was to fight Maul and Savage when Obi-Wan got abducted by Maul after they went to refight him. The arc where he's a bounty hunter is the same one where he faked his assassination and Anakin got really mad.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he almost kills Obi-Wan because he tracks him down and Obi-Wan disguised himself as the guy that killed Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And so Anakin's like choking him out and Obi-Wan's like, stop, it's me!
And then, of course, the whole Bear Sophie Ahsoka shit.
I love that arc so much.
Fucking, what a little cunt she is.
I love how Anakin goes down and just beats the shit out of Asajj. Because she was seen with Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And no one believes her. No one believed Ahsoka.
That's why she left, man. Rightfully so.
Oh, and you have that cool fight with Anakin and Barriss, too.
I don't remember that one.
It's like Anakin is fighting like Anakin for a long time, but near the end of at the end of the fight, he starts fighting like Vader.
And then he like rips his clothes off, and then
he force chokes her.
He's like, cut off limb, cut off limb, cut off limb, cut off limb. I'm Vader.
He force chokes her and slams her into a tree. That was pretty cool.
And then Chewbacca picks up the tree. But yeah, Clone Wars, man.
I love Clone Wars so much.
Right. We should do deep dives into certain episodes.
Dave Filoni, the god.
The god.
We love jerking off Dave Filoni, but he makes the best Star Wars.
I need to tell you something about a movie I watched yesterday. I'm not going to talk about the podcast.
Okay.
It was weird, man. But yeah. No, they're bringing Dave Filoni in to help with the ObiWan show. Did you see?
Oh, hell yeah.
To help rework the scripts and stuff.
That gives me a lot more confidence. I know last week I said I wasn't too confident with it now, but hearing Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
He hasn't steered me wrong yet.
Best season of Avatar, season 1. Dave Filoni, 6 episodes. And that has been episode 17 of the Holocron-Cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching.
Be sure to
discussion. Follow us. Tell us what you love about Clone Wars. What you want to see. What you're excited for. Follow us. Subscribe.
Or if you're watching this after,
tell us why we were wrong.
Tell us what we were wrong about.
Actually, the thing I want you to do the most, leave questions in the comments. I want to do user questions.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Our friends who watch the show, leave questions, please. Please!
And leave them in comments on the video. Don't text us about it. I want a comment on the video.
Either works for me.
No, I want comments on the video.
Okay, thank you for watching. And until next time, may the Force be with you.